All right. Hello, hello, Amber. Thank you so much for joining me today and chatting a bit about your experience with us. I'm really excited to have you share a bit about your journey as a business owner and as a nurse injector, and just share your experience. It's really fun to chat with our clients who have been with us for such a long time, because I don't know if you know this, but um, most marketing agencies out there only expect to keep their clients for 3 months,
Oh, wow.
which is wild to me. Brendan and I, when we started, we knew we wanted to be different. We knew we wanted to, if we were really good at what we did and we provided results, our clients would not want to leave us. And that is the foundation of what we've built. And you are one of the many who have stuck with us for, years. And so I'd love for you to share just a little bit about what it's like to work with us and how your journey's been. So let's start out with just tell us a bit about you and your med spa.
Yeah, absolutely. So just started out utilizing a room as a rental space for starting out injecting, and then realizing I needed some help to grow, and I didn't really know where to start. And I came across Jamie and Brennan, and I can't even recall now who reached out to who, but it was really such a blessing. And I couldn't even imagine someone giving up after 3 months. That's like saying, okay, I don't want to continue to grow now, just kind of stifling themselves there. Really wouldn't be where we are today without your guys' continued help and consistency. So, beginning with doing it on my own to growing in multiple team members to a new building from that first year of us working together, all of that development and growth occurred within several months, and so that was really incredible. And seeing those percentages in revenue enhance 300% and plus, and then the following year even more and even more. So that was just so satisfying and just rewarding on a monetary value, but also being able to feel comfortable, being able to be afraid. Looking back, it was so scary, thinking, I really don't have the funds to put towards this. If it doesn't work out, I'm just going to be out that money. But it returned itself through the patients, seeing us, putting ourselves in front of them, being able to be trusted through the reviews, having understanding and education how to keep those relationships growing and how to be built with the patients, was all through the education from your team. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. Um, it's such a digital world for us that we don't get to see the hustle and bustle every day, right? Like we don't get to see you seeing patients and going from seeing, like 4 patients a week to 4 patients an hour. Like it's
Right.
just it's really like it's really cool for me to be able to chat with you on in hearing that growth
Mhm.
because um it's the way we get to kind of experience without being there with you, right? And so
Sure. I
that's amazing.
remember thinking
Tell
of,
me,
oh, just the time
yeah, go
from
ahead.
us sharing
Yeah,
like excitement throughout the journey of like, hey, oh my gosh, I saw 4 people this week, to, oh my gosh,
yeah.
we have 12 appointment requests in this that came in overnight. It's like, and they're coming in tomorrow. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's sometimes it's a little overwhelming at first when you first sign on and it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, this stuff does work. Like,
Yeah.
oh, people are booking and it's like I have all these people now to respond to and communicate with and it can feel a little overwhelming because I know at first you did it all. You were the business owner and the injector and the marketing. You really, you utilized everything we gave you, but you didn't, lean back into it. You were like full steam ahead. I'm gonna make sure that I'm on top of, replying to all my messages, and I'm going to keep up trying to grow my Instagram and organic strategy. And I'm going to make sure that people are getting those Google review requests and all
Mhm.
of those things that you knew help long term, right? And
Mm.
that long term growth, it's so important. And so
It
um,
is.
I've loved watching your journey and watching you grow through all of this. It's just been so rewarding to be even just a small part of that with you. So,
Well, thank you.
yeah. So, what would you? So, of course. What would you say to Amber 3.5 years ago um, on that first call? Like hindsight being what it is, what would you tell her, knowing what you know today about taking that leap of faith and signing on with us? Like, obviously, you did it, and it was great. Um, but what would you say to her today, if you could?
Yes, absolutely. Just to go forward, just to do it. Like, why hold back? I would have done it sooner. I wouldn't have waited months to call you and tried to do it on my own. Go forward, trust the process and the recommendations and follow through because every piece that you guys recommended along the way really paid off and was so rewarding. And yeah, I'd say go for it. I'd say do it today, do it yesterday.
Yes.
So,
Don't waste any time.
yeah. Yeah.
I love it. That's actually something I do want to chat with you quickly about. Um, because what we do here is so much more than just bringing in new client opportunities or new patient
Mhm.
opportunities. And you are a prime example of somebody who took every piece of advice we gave you and really did run with it. What would you say are a few things you learned from us that were really impactful for the overall growth of your business?
Mhm. So essentially,
Not to put you on.
yeah, the promptness and the communication and being available for the clients, returning messages, giving them more of a personal touch, and making it our own our own business response, right? And then trusting your recommendations in that. That way, the patients were already building rapport before they even came through the doors. That helped really reduce no-show rates because they had a little bit of a relationship before they even came in. And if life happened and they weren't able to make that day, they were rescheduling and they were coming in. They felt comfortable making deposits as it became that later down the road because they knew we were humans down the road from them. We had not just an ad on social media. So taking it further, that caught their attention, but by your recommendations and your coaching to cultivate those relationships before entering was so important. And it did take time from the day, but again, that got them to come in and create more trust from the beginning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm.
Um, one more question I had for you. So something that some of the people that we chat with, they are a little nervous about doing like a discount or an
Mhm.
offer is what we call it. And I know that you have been running a great promotion for years. Um, and it works well. So what advice would you give to somebody who is like, I don't want to discount my services and I don't want to have specials. They should just pay full price when they come in. What would be your advice to them in the realm of offering a discount in order to acquire somebody new?
Mhm. So making the most out of that patient when they come through the door and your time with them, having an extended consultation and appointment visit during that discount, which can be unnerving because you're thinking, okay, I'm already not making what I would have made off of full price. But in taking that time to really dive into what that individual is seeking and how you can help them with a 360 consultation. So whether that's full face treatments, filler, Botox, skincare, whatever the devices that are offered. Um, but taking it a step further and making more recommendations than just a 20 unit neuromodulator placement that they came in. I don't like this line for $7.99. I want to take care of that for 20 units. Okay, but really finding that there's probably more, or the preventative components and educating them about other areas. And maybe they're not ready that day, but they had such a good experience and they felt really cared about and that you took the time that now they're referring their friends. And when they are ready to address those other facial areas, they have a plan and they have that treatment documentation plan and they can think on it, ruminate, come back to you when they're ready, or their friends are talking about it, or they see someone that's had a procedure done, such as lip augment,
Yeah.
and maybe they're coming in, or you utilize that 45 minutes time, to offer that. Oh, I had no idea you did these other pieces. I'd love this and this today. So you've converted that
Mhm.
client into much more that they'll be
Mhm.
returning for and trusting you with that process.
Yeah, I love that. Um, Really, you hit the nail on the head. At the end of the day, we're not in this to see somebody one time and never see them again, right? The goal is to get them to become a lifelong client. And how do we do that? Well, we make them feel really cared for. And in order to do that, we need to have a consultation. We're going to book, we're not going to book 15-minute spots for these brand new people because they need time to get to know, like, and trust you. And they need time to experience you and the med spa, um, and you need time with them to be able to turn them into that long-time client. And when you think
Absolutely.
about, like, I know you know your numbers, right? Like, you know how much one new person, even a brand new talks person, to the bottom line of your business in a year's time, like, you know how much they're worth. And so when you think about discounting, and maybe that client acquisition cost feels a little uncomfortable, right? When you know at the end of the day that that person, if you do your job well, you get them to come back, they're worth much more in the long run.
Absolutely.
And so, um, a strength of yours was always thinking of long term,
Mhm.
uh, as opposed to just that one time visit, which is amazing.
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And many times they come back, they're buying memberships, their packages, they're continuing on
Mhm.
and then again returning for those pieces. So time and time again, it is more than just a discounted service.
Yeah. I love that. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Is there anything, I guess the last thing I would say is, if you were talking to somebody who was on the fence about working with us specifically, um, and they were just really unsure, what would you say to them about making this decision?
I'd say go for it. Absolutely. Sooner the better. And trust the process. And you're in good hands. You're in more than good hands, incredible hands that are going to help you and look out for you and grow beyond your wildest dreams. In my case, and probably all your cases. That's what I would say to them. I'd say, do it. Go for it. What are you thinking?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Amber. I really appreciate you taking the time today. And it means the world to us. And congratulations on all of your success and everything you've accomplished so far. And I literally can't wait to see what the future holds for you.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Appreciate you guys.